Hi friends, welcome to Solidworks with Dal. Today we'll be designing a kid's desk. The material is 3/4 inch wood, beech. All dimensions are in inches, and the drawing is shown in third angle orthographic projection. I just want to highlight that this desk is symmetrical, and it will be designed from the top down. Starting at the top view, we're looking at the top of the desk. The overall length of the top is 48 inches by 20 inches in diameter. It has a curve in the middle, and that curve is 17.5 inches from the back edge. Moving on to the left leg, which is 28.25 inches high by 19 inches wide. Then we're going to draw the middle shelf, and that's curved as well. It's 8.25 inches wide by 19 inches high. The bottom shelf is the same as the middle shelf. The shelf support is 6.5 inches wide by 13 3/8 high, and that's positioned in the middle of the leg, widthwise. The last part we'll be designing is the middle support for the desk, and that's 13 3/8 by 28 inches long. And the position of it is 4 inches offset from the back edge of the leg. So let's get started. File, new, part, okay. Make sure we're drawing in inches. Inches, options, document properties, units. Select this for 3 decimal places for dimensioning accuracy. Okay. I'm going to save this drawing first. Save as kids desk 1. Choose top plane, sketch, midpoint line. I'm going to choose for construction here. Okay, make sure it's horizontal. Smart dimension, 28 inches. Okay, draw 2 circles, one for the left side, one for the right side of the desk. Okay. Select this one. Hold shift, select this one, and I'm going to add relations, equal. Okay, smart dimension. And it's 20 inches in diameter. Okay. Draw a line. That point to that point. Select. Draw a center line. From the midpoint of that line, there, select, smart dimension. According to the drawing, 17.5, 17.5 inches on the back edge. Okay. I'm going to draw 3-point arc. 1 there, 0.2 there, to that edge, and then 0.3 there. Okay. I'm going to make this relation, tangent, that arc edge, and that tangent to that circle. I'm going to choose the midpoint of this arc. I'm going to hold shift, select the endpoint of that line, center line, and I'm going to make the relation make coincident. Okay. So now we have now we're going to do a power trim. Power trim. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we've got the profile of the top of our desk. I'm going to extrude it, the thickness of the material, which is 3/4 of an inch. Extrude. Okay. 0.570. And it's going up. And I don't want mid-plane, I want line to go up from the top plane. Okay. I'm gonna make this, turn real view graphics off. Okay. Now I'm gonna draw the left leg, referencing this surface. Sketch. Draw center line. That edge, that's point, origin. Make sure it's horizontal. Select dimension. Okay, so we know the distance between the two legs, the inside distance is 28 inches. So half of that's 14, and then we want to go into the middle of the thickness of the leg, which is 3/4 of an inch divided by 2, which is 3/8. 3/8 plus 14 is 14 and 3/8. 14.375. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to draw a center rectangle. And dimension it. The thickness is 0.750, 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to give it, the width of the leg is 19 inches based on the drawing. Okay. And now we're going to extrude the leg down. Extrude. That's the right direction. Down. We want to unselect merge result. And it's going to go down 29, take away the thickness of the top, which is 29 inches, take away 3/4 of an inch for the thickness of the top, is equal to 28.25 inch for the length of the leg. So we're going blind. And, okay, looks good. So we've got two parts, two bodies. Now we're going to draw the middle shell. And we're going to offset the top plane. So I'm going to highlight the top plane. I'm going to show it. And then I'm going to use it, select it. I can select it there, I can select it there. Plane. And I want it to go down to the middle of the leg. So flip offset. So it's going to be 13.375 to the top of the shell, but I want it to the middle of the shell. So I'm going to add another, to get it to the middle, I'm going to add half the thickness, which is 3/8, which is 0.375. Okay, so my plane is going to be 13.75 of an inch. Okay, I want to turn off, hide the top plane. I'm going to select the plane 1. I'm going to select sketch. I'm going to show hidden lines visible. Okay. So I'm going to use this edge and convert it to make my line. And I'm going to draw a 3-point arc. One, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a center line. Right in the middle. I'm going to make sure it's horizontal. And it is. Dimension. And I know this is 8.25 inches wide. 8.250. Now I'm going to make this point coincident, shift, hold shift, and make coincident relation. Okay, coincident, 0.547, okay. I'm going to turn this back on now. I'm going to go to this view, and I'm going to extrude. I want to unselect merge result. The thickness is 0.37, and I'm going to look at it from the front view, from the side view, and I don't want it to go up from there. I want to go up from the middle, so I want it to be mid-plane. There we go. Unmerge result. Okay. So we got 3 bodies, 3 parts now. Okay. I'm going to hide this plane. Select plane 1, hide. Now I'm going to draw the bottom shelf on this surface. I'm going to select it, sketch. I know the middle shelf is the same as the bottom shelf, so I'm not going to draw it again. I'm just going to convert entities and copy it. So I'm going to select this line, convert entities, select this line, convert entities, go back to my trimetric view, isometric view. Okay, and I'm going to extrude. Okay, so I'm going to look at it from the front view this time. So I know this is not what I want. I want it to be blind. I don't want it to go that direction. I want it to go the opposite direction, up on the bottom of the leg, and I want to unmerge result. So unselect that. Okay. So now I got 4 bodies, 4 parts. Okay, so now I'm going to the front view. And I'm going to sketch on the front plane. I'm going to draw a rectangle, corner rectangle. That corner to that edge. Okay, give it some dimension. I know this is 6.5 inches wide, and okay, we know that already. We'll just show it to make sure it's equal. Okay. Now we're going to extrude it, the material thickness, and we want to look at it from the left side. So it's going one way, we want it to be mid-plane, in the middle of the leg. Unmerge result, unselect merge result. Thickness is 3/4, that's what we want. And extrude boss extrude. So we got that part. And now we're going to draw our middle support for the desk. Okay, so for this we're going to use the right plane. Select right plane, click it, and sketch. I'm going to draw a rectangle again from the top, underneath the top desk, the top desktop, edge, and I'm going to dimension. This is going to be 3/4 of an inch thick, we know that already. This is going to be 13.375, 13 3/8 high. The edge, the distance from the back of the support piece and the back edge of the leg is 4 inches. Okay. Now we're going to go to the front view to see this. Well, we're just going to slant this a bit. Features, extrude, and we know the length of the support piece is 28 inches. And it's from mid-plane, from the center, out. That's right. And unselect merge result. Okay. And let's take a look at it from the front view. Okay, looks good. Now we got one more thing to do as far as designing the part, is to mirror the four parts from the left leg, middle shelf, and the bottom shelf and the shelf support over to the right side. So we're going to use the mirror. The plane we're going to use is, I should have left it on, is the right plane. Okay, right plane. And bodies to mirror. Left leg, middle shelf, bottom shelf, shelf support. 4 parts. Okay. So now we have 10 bodies altogether, 10 parts, and that's what we want. So basically the design is finished. Now we're just going to add material and some color to this kid's desk. So I'm going to go to material, right click, edit material. I don't want steel, it's wood, so made of wood. So woods, I'm going to choose beech, apply, close. Okay, real, I'm going to turn on real view graphics. I'm going to choose the scene as plain white. Okay, let's take a look. Edit design, front view, top view, bottom view, right side view, and isometric view. And I prefer for this desk trimetric view. Okay, so this is our design. This is the design of the kids' desk, and it's complete. So I hope you like the design. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.